Modern corporate structures are engineered for opacity. Behind a multinational merger lies a complex web of offshore holding companies, nominee directors, and dense contractual layers built specifically to hide through liabilities. In high-stakes corporate finance and M&A due diligence, navigating these structures requires absolute precision. Traditional intelligence tools and the standard artificial intelligence models used to supplement them struggle under this level of complexity. These models fail because they operate on probabilistic inference. They predict the most likely next word rather than verifying hard facts, meaning that when data is missing or contradictory, the system fills the gap with an educated guess, a hallucination. In an environment flooded with subjective corporate narratives, public relations noise, and aggressive accounting, these probabilistic models are easily manipulated. They absorb a target's carefully constructed narrative and present it as objective fact. Relying on this type of analysis results in severe oversights. Acquisitions proceed while inheriting unprovisioned labor liabilities, toxic contracts, and undeclared technological infrastructure. In high-value litigation or due diligence, a system that generates probable text rather than calculating empirical truth introduces a critical operational vulnerability. M4CO.com operates a distinct operational framework designed to bypass these vulnerabilities, the Genesis 2.0 architecture. This is an orchestrated AI forge, a system built for empirical deconstruction. The system's primary directive is to tear away the protective layers of corporate public relations to isolate technical reality from speculative market noise. This operates on the ZOLA 7.4 ecosystem, combining unthrottled, massive-scale data ingestion with a zero-hallucination governance layer. To trust the outputs of these high-stakes advisory services, you must understand the ruthless computational logic that produces them. The first architectural shift in the ZOLA 7.4 environment is the implementation of a 2 million token context cache. Standard models suffer from context rot. When processing massive documents, the system prioritizes the beginning and the end, while data in the center degrades. The expanded token window eliminates this degradation, keeping all ingested information in active recall. This allows the system to simultaneously ingest complete corporate histories, multi-year financial ledgers, and ISP-level data traffic intercepts without summarizing or losing a single fragment of information. It also incorporates native multimodality. The architecture processes raw video pixels to track microexpressions and analyzes audio frequencies for vocal stress, bypassing the need for third-party text transcriptions. This unthrottled ingestion layer ensures that no part of a target's operational history is summarized or discarded before the forensic audit begins. Large-scale systems are often met with skepticism regarding how they actually prevent the generative AI hallucinations common in consumer-grade models. The solution is a protocol hard-coded directly into the system's instructions, the Aegis 7.1 God kernel. Aegis continuously monitors every node for logic drift or subjective inference, enforcing a strict mathematical threshold for all outputs. If the probability of a hallucination or unsupported inference reaches exactly 14.9%, the system triggers a strict block. The entire processing thread is instantly vaporized, and the failure point is logged to ensure the error is never repeated. Within this architecture, creativity is treated as computational entropy. Because of this zero-tolerance protocol, generative variance is functionally extinct. The third critical evolution in the Genesis framework is the removal of theoretical intelligence from the loop. Rather than generating Python pseudocode for an analyst to run later, the ecosystem operates a native code execution sandbox to perform calculations internally. Dedicated nodes, like the GHOST engine, ingest massive raw datasets and manipulate them natively using internal data frames to execute actual demographic and ledger audits. Another specialized node, the Serpent, runs complex, multi-agent, non-cooperative game theory simulations directly inside the sandbox environment. These nodes autonomously write their own scripts, compile them, and execute them against the target data to test adversarial hypotheses in real time. This replaces speculative advice with strictly deterministic mathematical proofs. Raw mathematical data is synthesized into tactical intelligence by the Atom Neural Hub. Atom routes data through 12 specialized cognitive pillars. The alpha pillar executes reconstructive accounting to identify hidden debt, while the beta pillar tracks the digital footprint left by target entities. However, internal logic is only effective if it accounts for the current regulatory environment. The ecosystem relies on the Omega Link node to provide live API grounding for every claim. Omega Link autonomously pings live institutional indices, including the Department of Justice and the SEC, to cross-reference internal findings and enforce automated empirical falsification. Every output is governed by the rule that yesterday's law is today's liability. The system allows zero unverified inference. This massive parallel execution engine concludes by formatting its findings into terminal intelligence products. Once the data survives the Aegis strict losk and the Batum hub, it is filtered into one of three distinct Trinity output vectors. Product Cain provides the heterodox output, delivering blueprints for red team exploitation, regulatory arbitrage, and weaponized adversarial tactics. Conversely, Product Able provides certified compliance and legal shielding, while Product Seth provides a strategic synthesis that bridges the two. This strict taxonomy ensures that clients receive actionable intelligence mapped directly to their operational posture. This computational architecture powers the premier advisory services deployed by M4CRCO.com in institutional risk management and corporate finance. For example, Project Leviathan is a specialized service designed to map offshore secrecy jurisdictions and identify the ultimate beneficial owner of an asset. Project Leviathan leverages the beta neural pillar to harvest digital metadata, tracing the origin of capital past nominee directors and complex shell structures. In high-value legal scenarios, the firm deploys the kinetic evidentiary audit to build pre-litigation dossiers. This service utilizes the system's algorithmic asymmetry to comb through digital infrastructure, identifying undeclared networks and metadata inconsistencies that prove document backdating. In M&A due diligence, the Alpha Node's reconstructive forensics powers SAF forensics, stripping away aggressive accounting maneuvers to isolate a target's true baseline economic value. By removing narrative PR and executing raw mathematical deconstruction, the Genesis 2.0 framework ensures that M4RCIO.com clients base their strategic decisions strictly on verified structural reality.